Walken.
Hey, I can't see any UVAs or UVBs.
Welcome to Zero Hit Points, everybody. It's Monday, September 5th. I'm tired.
We're PAX tired.
I'm not.
Also, Ryan Miller. He's also tired, man. I'm bringing up a character introduction. And back again, because we don't want to keep him away. We can't keep him away.
Don't call it a comeback.
We're staying in his house.
It's his home. We're home crashing.
Address?
It's probably on the internet somewhere.
Sean Armstrong.
Yes.
Well,
me.
Welcome back.
Once again, the
Sliptide.
music you just heard. I got these. We'll talk about that later.
We will talk about it.
You guys didn't give me a pair.
I didn't get a pair.
You only get a pair of that if you play Rock Band middling to fair, which is what we did this morning. But before, speaking of music, Sean,
Wait,
what do you have in the cooker? I just want to know what you're doing now that we're in your domain. I've seen your studio. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. We enjoy your music.
Indeed.
Yeah. Just not much. I just released an album, so that was cool. So Sliptide, which does all the down tempo type stuff. It's called Ephemeral Lateral.
It's a good
So
time.
I think I sent it to you guys a while ago, and I was playing with like track orders and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
It's probably your strongest, the strongest Sliptide
sweet.
record in a while.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of positive
Yeah,
feedback.
it's really good.
So it's on Spotify, Google, Groove, all those streaming services.
Groove.
Today,
Check it out.
now,
Groove Spot.
Ephemeral Lateral, Sliptide.
Cool. All right.
And then I have
Here to perform for us tonight. Sorry.
yeah. No, it's all right. And then I have like another side project.
It's fine.
Like I'm on a talk show. I'm like, all right, thank you.
And coming out.
So you're gonna give us a sample on the stage?
Yeah, we're gonna throw it to commercial and then.
Yeah, play us out.
Oh God. Clearly not prepared.
Bang, bang.
Armstrong is another one. It's kind of for anybody who listens to like DJ Shadow, Wax Taylory, beatstrumental type hip hoppy stuff. I have a bunch of that's kind of coming together as an album that I've got to shop around and see if anybody wants to curate, and if not, I'll do the DIY thing like I always do, and then self-promote. But
That sounds professional.
it's it's what you do in the music.
You got to be a
industry now.
self-starter.
Yeah, you do. Mhm.
I wouldn't know.
I'm a winner. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Things are gonna change.
I have. We
Out of order,
have
Jesus.
faith in you. You know what? Zero hit point. As part of the Zero Hit Points team, it's only up from here.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah, I mean,
I've had nothing but success
when
since
people
I joined the team.
when people say you want to
Nothing
start
but.
at the ground floor, like we're the ground floor, so you're almost automatically starting above that.
I thought we were in the basement.
Yeah, we are literally. Yeah, we're below the ground
Subfloor.
floor right now.
Yeah,
that's-
we're basement dwellers with beards that are overweight,
nerds.
and we play
Nerds
video
in the basement, guys.
Oh, we are stereotyping.
We're stereotyping.
Hey, you know what would be rad on the beard? Sorry, I just got to interject here. No, you made me think of this. I forgot to tell you. It would be cool is if you did the inverse of my beard.
You want me to flip it outwards?
No, I want you to shave this part.
Oh. See, for some reason,
Just shave this part so it's like out here for you.
Sure.
And I'm in here.
I feel like I've seen that before.
Yeah,
is that the
Chops,
Wolverine?
Chops
It's
actually
like-
kind of has that, but
Crazy.
one of the enforcers kind of has that. He's got these giant mutton chops.
Yeah.
They don't quite come down here. I mean, because if he did, then he'd be Wolverining. But
Sure.
but he's like he's right there.
But when you said the
So
opposite of your beard, I automatically went to just like your hair growing inwards. From,
Like coming
just
out
this,
your
but
eye,
yeah, like
all
going
through
into
your
mouth,
eyes, like,
like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds painful.
No, you did realize
Anyway.
we had a conversation with somebody earlier today, and what dawned on me was my entire life goal now is to grow my beard long enough to weave it with his.
That'd be a cool.
Powerful silence
Yeah.
after that.
I'm just imagining that in my head.
That's all I
It's
wanted
quite
you
the
to do.
statement.
That's why it's quiet.
Quite the statement.
Hey.
So wait. So if I got this long enough, I could then weave it with
Hey,
two
yeah,
yours.
no,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
me.
I could be like the stripe down the middle.
And then
It's like-
and then we can hold hands and circle around. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius.
It writes
get some
itself.
scarves and like
Yeah.
wave them around.
Maypoles everywhere.
That's art, my friends.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
working it, man. We are coming at this raw. We are going to succeed somewhere.
Grant money's in the mail.
It's good.
PAX is done.
Put those back on.
PAX is done. It's over. We did our last PAXing hours ago.
Is that how I do it? Yeah, that's how I do it. So, there we go.
And we're tired, but we can do this.
Again, I'm fine.
We're doing it. Yeah,
There's no reason why we wouldn't. Yeah.
Because at least you...
Because I didn't go to PAX.
Go to PAX. No.
No.
You didn't waste your hard-earned money or time.
I tried to waste my hard-earned money.
And we appreciate it.
Yeah.
As long as you're trying, honestly.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Effort.
First thing in the morning, we could go to Rock Band. We're going to travel log it. But you know what? Let's interrupt each other and talk about things that aren't related to what we're talking about.
That does not sound like anything we would ever do.
Are you making fun of me? Because I totally did that like 3 times in a row just now.
No, that's what we do. That's
I know.
That's
I've heard the show.
It's true.
That's our shtick.
Just like right now, I just did it.
I was not aware.
Doom 3 is best.
Man, what? Oh, Plutonium Pat.
What did you go to Rock? You did go to Rock Band with us.
I was there with you. Yeah,
I tried to go to Star Trek Bridge Crew for a second because you had to get there
stupid.
first to try and reserve your spot because it's a VR experience, and that was kind of the thing they did for VR was come and reserve a spot.
Yeah.
Which I think they should work out at the con normally. Like it's basically the fast pass system from Disneyland, right? They need to figure out a way where here's your time, come back at this time, you get in faster than waiting in line for 2. It's pretty complicated, I would imagine.
I don't know. It seems fairly simple based on what you're explaining. The system in which I've also engaged in at places such as Disneyland.
Okay. Glad this is...
I sure let them do that.
I think there got to be smart people working for PAX. I mean,
Well,
well, smartish.
Let's not make any assumptions. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying let's not make any grand assumptions.
Okay.
Seems like the lines is just their white whale. Like that's the thing. There's always something new they're trying this year. Like this year last year they eliminated the queue room altogether. This year they're queuing people outside.
Again,
they queued people in
after 2
different
years
spots.
ago, yeah.
Like one was they closed down a street and queued people there, and then they queued.
It's becoming more and more complex just to get into the show floor in the morning.
It's strange.
It almost becomes a thing where you kind of sit there and go, okay, 10:30. Yeah, I know I'm not going to get into any game anymore for the rest of the day, but at least I can waste my hard-earned money getting into the show without a hassle. So that's fun.
So Star Trek Bridge Crew was a bust. That did not happen. Went to Rock Band was not a bust because we noticed yesterday as well when we went there that there wasn't a line, so we figured the same would happen, and it did. So we played some Rock Band Rivals, I guess, technically, but they didn't really have any of the features of Rivals on show. It was kind of just play Rock Band 4 with your buddies, which I still enjoy because there's no way that ever happens for us.
It never happened this weekend either.
Yes, you also
once a
want
year,
to play,
right?
but
I did not play.
There's no way to bring that in the suitcase, so to speak.
Not with that attitude. I mean, it's a lot of luggage. That's an expensive trip just to bring all your Rock Band gear. Which I think one year you should do in the hotel room. We'll just flip the bed up against the wall.
If there was a way,
do it here.
See, there it is. Now it's been done. Well, now you're locked in.
Hey, I'm very happy to stay here tonight. This was not. I am the lucky one.
Thank you.
We all are. We all are.
Yeah. Don't forget it.
I don't know how much more we can say about Rock Band. We played...
No, you play Mark of the Beast?
No, that was
Number
the
of the Beast.
second time.
No.
Or no, was that the first time? No. The first time I had to play...
The first time... Okay, so
guitar.
the first time they say, you pick the song. So I start flipping through stuff, and I'm thinking of something stupid. I'm like, I'm going to try to find something dumb. The one dumb thing I pull out, they're like, no, we're not doing that. Okay, great.
I didn't know it. Like, I mean, not that I couldn't have played it, but I didn't get the joke or know the song, so I guess...
Which was fine. And so he yaps out AC/DC, and I look over the thing. And
Adam yapped out.
Okay, Adam said it.
Because he doesn't have the pack. Yeah.
And I yapped out. Oh, dude, you got to do Whole Lotta Rosie, and I kept telling him, you got to do Whole Lotta Rosie, got to do Whole Lotta Rosie. What I didn't look at on the thing that it was the live version, which is significantly different and faster by an order of magnitude.
Wow.
And it was funny for me because I was outside recording it. So it'll
go up, yeah.
That was a real true joy to watch that. He really hammed it up.
Well, because I ended up on guitar, not drums. I almost ended up on bass, which my own fault. but because we were playing with two randoms and he could pick a guitar. I was like, oh, I pick guitar. And then he's like, how difficult did this? And it's like, difficulty is right on the screen. We're like, 4 out of 5. And it was like, just play bass if you're worried about it. He's like, okay. So then I did get to play guitar, but it was 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah. And it was...
And I kept like flubbing it and
it was
not going to stop it and change difficulty in the middle.
It was rough. And I did like if I had noticed that it was the live one, I actually wouldn't have pushed for it. I would have pushed for something else.
It's cool, but yeah, whatever. So we went back actually and did
right away.
I was like, nope. And,
do over.
Number of the Beast after that, which nice. I did know how to play on drums, but still got thrown a wrench in because there's the one from Rock Band 1 is a cover, but they have the original one as well. So somebody chose the cover. And then one of the harmonics guys came up. He's like, no, you chose the cover. And he went down to choose the original, which is not that much different. But the timing window was a little bit off on our monitors. And it was just barely different enough. I still did all right. No, but also, Cold, that's not like the song to play anyways.
But you guys did significantly better on that one.
We got it. I guess they were already standing, so it was technically a standing ovation.
You did, yeah.
But I feel like the crowd in front of us was into it. They seemed, they
were singing, they were clapping and everything. Then you were given sunglasses.
Yeah, no, that was the first time. I did so bad and did ham it up so bad while I was failing on the guitar that the girl was like, "You get my sunglasses," and
they're pretty sweet.
Here they are. They're made in China. Or that's the brand. Made in China, I don't know.
Which would be a great brand name.
Actually would be. I bet you there's already one.
Made in Malaysia. Made in China. You just don't know what the name is.
And then from there, I actually landed an appointment with PlayStation VR and could not choose which one. I wanted to do Farpoint because you get the little light gun.
Wait. So let's clarify that.
Okay.
Not that you couldn't choose. You didn't get a choice.
No.
It was you were given a time and you stood in a line.
Psychonauts, Rez, Batman Arkham Experience.
Oh wow. Rez, really?
It looked crazy.
Riggs, which is the mech warrior kind of thing. And then Farpoint, which is kind of a first-person story, like you look like you're on Mars or something like that, and you're doing it with the light gun, so I thought it would be kind of I get a lot of stuff in there, and I've heard things about it. Anyways, the people in front of me, Farpoint, right there. But I got to go to Rez, which was still actually really cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It was actually really cool because I know you've got history with Rez.
Oh, really?
I just love that game.
Yeah. Right. He and I we talked about that all the time. We both really enjoyed it.
I've never played Rez before.
Yes. Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a fun game.
You can go upstairs and play it after the...
Really? I might literally do that. Yeah. Like, that was a super fun game. Like, super amazingly simple.
Yeah.
But, like, you're doing it to the beat. And the way the PlayStation VR is set up is that you can left stick it, which I did for a little bit. Which you recorded this, too, and I think might go up. I was left sticking to get the reticule where it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
But then I realized I could use my head, and then I did that from there on out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Didn't touch the left stick, and it was super cool. Like, the dude goes behind you at one point, so I'm like, look, which I only knew because the guy before didn't know. The guy disappeared, and he was just sitting there like,
what do I do?
And the guy's like, tap. He's like, he's behind you, and he's like, what?
He had that reaction, too. He was like, what?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I knew it was going to happen, so I looked, and I got him, and it was really cool.
So my question for you is... and we've talked about the fact that I bought a Vive not too long ago. Overall I'm very satisfied with it, but the one major kind of issue that I run into with it is it can get heavy, and it's not necessarily because it's just all a bunch of Velcro. It doesn't necessarily sit comfortably all the time. You sometimes have to really screw with the Velcro stuff and all that. How comfortable was the headset?
It felt really light, actually. Like, I've heard from numerous sources that it is the most comfortable out of all the sets going around so far. I have no frame of reference, so I couldn't tell you. But I can tell you it did feel super light, like lighter than it looks, because it's actually also bigger than I thought it would be. But you put it on your head, it's got a thing that you kind of zip it together like that, and then you crank it in the back a little bit, and then you can also hit another button, and you push the thing forward until it's flush with your face. Once I got it flush... It still wasn't quite in focus, and I actually had to move it up or down until it got to where it was. Mm-hmm. But a little bit of light leakage underneath. Like, you could tell the build quality probably isn't up to the HTC or Oculus standards or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I haven't, specifically with the Vive, I haven't seen any light leakage.
Okay,
That's not been something I've noticed
There
at all.
was
But I
definitely-
have not put on an Oculus, and I've not worn that, so I don't know.
It wasn't like, it didn't actually take me out of it
Sure.
much. Like, I would imagine it'd be even more immersive without, and I can imagine some home solutions that could be usable, but once I got it on, it was totally fine. Kind of forget it's there for sure.
Cool.
And
that's cool because, I mean, I have a PS4, so that's something that, depending on timing and all that, it's something that I'm interested in for sure, because it's clearly becoming, it's going to become a ubiquitous thing at PAX, the VR stuff. We're going to see that forever from now on.
Yeah,
it's just, that's that.
Yeah.
So, I'm probably not going to be an early adopter with it, but I will eventually.
Well, you with the Vive too, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
and
imagine.
that's my main reason for not wanting to be an early adopter with
This
it.
is just the affordable one to me. So like that was the main reason I want to check it out, is because it's the one I would probably.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, as opposed to
Good, cool, felt good. There
Nice.
was something else, but I can't remember.
And you got to play with Rez, and Rez is a fun game. So,
Yes, yeah.
so that was a sweet experience for you.
Tell me more.
Okay. You had a lot of fun when I was recording you. You actually, I could see the moment when you realized that the left stick was unnecessary.
Was I having fun?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you were kind of
Drool.
angry. You were drooling a lot.
Yeah.
But,
Fourth day of PAX. I was doing before and after.
well, you were drooling out of lots of places. Oozing. There was...
So from there,
I don't know what that means.
I have that we
Chairs are fabric, man. Just
not anymore.
Soaking through the chair.
Oh no.
It's like alien blood. It just
Thump.
from the movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mars Attacks.
Right. Not the first time it's been mentioned this weekend somehow, actually.
It's accurate.
Then we went to For Honor. We were out of stuff to do, so we were like, okay, why not
Let's go stand in some lines
wait in line
and
for games?
see what
Yeah,
happens.
so that's what we ended up doing. For Honor, they had a tutorial section, and then they threw us into a multiplayer match.
Yeah, so we did play 4v4. We ended up with two other people that were in the line with us that we had been talking to like the entire time. So when it rolled up and we were like, we're just two, they were like, no, it's four of us. We are together in this, and they were goobers about it, but it worked out really well because we ended up.
We were goobers about it, though. We were
always, but
I mean, we were, I guess, jokingly goobers.
Yes.
You think they were serious goobers?
They were. Yes, they were like in the package. Goobers.
Man.
Yeah. But it was cool because the game is the having communication and just even having that little extra time, like it was kind of fun. Yeah, people that we were conversing with that were pretty relaxed and chill and everything, and it was fun. It was actually a really good time. Like you said, first 8 minutes or so was a tutorial, because there are quite a bit of things that you quite a few things.
More to it than I thought there would be.
Yeah.
That game kind of lends itself to, like, have you seen it in action at all?
No, I
For
haven't
Honor?
actually,
It
no.
kind of looked like it would just be a button masher. Really.
Yeah, and that's like, I thought it was kind of, and I've actually never played a Dynasty Warriors game, but that's kind of how I always imagined those
I wonder.
to be.
Yeah, this is probably
That
a
it-
take on some game genre that we don't ever play.
Yeah.
Like Dynasty Warriors.
Have you guys never played any of the Dynasty?
No.
Oh, okay,
But I always kind of...
Is that is it like a big battlefield game?
Yeah.
Because like I haven't.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was.
Have you
okay.
played a Dynasty Warriors game?
Yeah.
Tell
Oh,
us,
are you kidding me? Like
what are
that's
the
one of Amy's
controls?
favorite games. Is Dynasty
So
Warriors.
is it like a crowd button masher where you've got some moves, but
there's a certain eloquence to it. I mean, you can certainly go in and do button mashing stuff, but
Yeah.
there's some kind of refinement, especially if you want to get like high scores and things like that. But
So this one, you hold a trigger to lock on, and
Yeah.
then from there you choose a stance out of 3.
Cool.
And that stance is meant to counteract whatever stance your opponent is in.
yeah.
And then from there you can do a quick or short attack depending on the enemy type. You need to lock on or not lock on.
and then
I feel like I'm missing something because that doesn't sound that complicated.
But it's competitive. But it's competitive
it's-
versus, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's where the complication
I mean,
comes
there
in.
will be a single
Because
player.
that's not-
It doesn't sound like it's like when you're doing that in the tutorial. You're like, oh, okay, I get it. When you get a little bit further into the tutorial, like the last couple of guys that you have to fight, it gets a little more complicated. That goes out the window though when you're playing against another human,
Yeah.
because they're able to counter your counter in different ways than the PC would. Like a computer is going to have a very kind of static, you're going right, I'm going to go right also. And you're going right, I'm going to go right, then go left. It's something like that, whereas with humans, you just don't know. And that was where my biggest issue came in. And not as an issue, I mean, just like it wasn't a bad thing. It was my learning how to play the game was when other people would, like when my barbarian would, or Viking or whatever he was, would come up to a knight. You can see the direction that they're kind of aiming. There's reticles underneath them, kind of, and you have to focus on that along with what kind of strike they're doing, and then people around you. Because if there's two of them, which happened to both of us numerous times, where you'd have two people come in to attack one person, and then hopefully you'd be able to balance it out. But you really have to be able to switch back and forth as they're attacking, and they have to be careful to attacking too, because friendly fire is an issue, which was a saving grace in a few spots where we had two guys going after one. Like I could see two knights going after Ryan. Ryan loses to one, but the other one gets killed because the knight behind him swung and clipped him in the head. So
I went
team
to
killed his own guy
rescue a couple times from somebody that was taking care of you, and did the same thing. I don't care, like
just
I don't know, like how am I gonna surgeon this thing anyways?
Swinging swords.
Yeah, I was a samurai, so
it was fun though.
You got hit.
I did. It happened. The barbarian had some cool maneuvers though. He carries around an axe, and he can charge. He can like bull rush and pick people up and chuck them onto the ground, and you can just chunk them.
Some cool moves in there.
It was cool. I actually really enjoyed it.
It sounds pretty like you can get pretty technical with the strategy.
I think it can be. I think it certainly can be.
It seems like it has that possibility.
Yeah, I think depending on who you're playing with and against, I think that level of strategy and technical ability will ebb and flow.
Yeah.
But I actually really enjoyed it. It's the premise, it's I like that medieval crossover thing with knights and barbarians, Vikings and samurai and all that stuff. It's just kind of novel,
Sure.
It's cool. Like Chivalry was a really fun game. This is like Chivalry X, or Chivalry EX Championship Edition.
Alpha.
Yeah.
No, it was definitely fun. I attribute most of that to just kind of that competitive thing and kind of just right then and there.
Yeah, totally.
And it may still be fun, but I'm not the guy to talk about it. Like, do I want to do that for several more hours? Do I want to invest in that game in that way? No, but I don't want to do that with most games. So
right, and like so.
Most multiplayer games.
And that's what I was going to get at was multiplayer games that are pretty multiplayer focused are really difficult for you to want to engage in for a lot of reasons.
I just don't like.
It's a lot of time. That's a huge investment. It's always a huge time investment.
It's a finite loop for me too.
Sure.
Like single player, I'm getting a story, which is also a finite loop, but I guess.
But it's personal.
The multiplayer is a finite loop that you're expected to repeat infinitely, or until you're tired of the game. That's not like that.
No, and that's something that like Sean and I actually both really enjoy doing that.
Well, and I've gotten into that with Overwatch. I mean,
right? Yeah,
I can do it. Yeah,
but Overwatch, I think Overwatch is for a lot of people that game. I don't think there are many games that will come along that will be able to pull somebody the way Overwatch did.
Overwatch is way more varied too, like characters,
the aesthetic, the characters,
the whole point with Team Fortress 2,
right?
And classic and
exactly
TF1 back in the day. It was a perfect mix of many different elements that just kept it going.
Yeah,
you always wanted to go back, especially if you had people you play with. I mean,
totally.
Yeah.
If you guys are on, it's always like, hey, Overwatch, all right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And then we always get like really excited about how bad we're doing, and so it's super fun.
It's fantastic.
Always,
I love losing
like right now even.
Yeah.
But
I want to go lose. Yeah, let's go lose.
I'm doing horrible right now.
God.
So we talked about this, and I asked you, and I'll ask you now. So knowing all that, if the game comes down to like a $30 price tag, is that something where you'd be like, yeah, maybe? Or is this just like totally I'm pretty not into that?
I can't imagine the single player is going to turn out to be anything super substantial. Like I still think that game, no matter what, at any point, is going to come down. It's going to live or die to loving that loop.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
it's not the type of loop I go for, and it's not for as good as it might have been, and for as deep as it might have seemed. Like, we still didn't get. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
No, and so I'm
It's a cool game. Like,
yeah, it was. I think I'm on kind of the fence with it a little bit more. Where if it came down to a decent price, like, that's not a full price game for me. Just for a lot of those reasons.
when does it come out?
It's a great question. I actually don't know.
Because there's a good chance whenever it does come out, I would, rather than get into that, would rather just go play more Overwatch. Like, that would still probably be the thing.
And that's
that I'd be like,
probably still what we're gonna do.
yeah.
Yep.
But if it did come down to a reasonable price tag, and if you were into it, I'd probably consider getting it. It's almost certainly a game I would not purchase if I didn't know at least one other person playing it.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee, because that is not a game I want to play with a ton of randos. I want to play with friends, because that's that game where I guarantee you 3/4 of the time I'm screaming out quotes from Knight's Tale, Excalibur. It's every medieval movie I can get. Ash versus Evil Dead, Army of Darkness
Versus Ash, the
versus
Evil Dead.
Ash, the Evil Dead.
You can tell it's been a long weekend when you can't recite the title of Evil Dead or Ash or what would the Sean Connery quote from? And now you can tell
Robin Hood?
No, because I can't name this movie. King Arthur?
King Arthur.
I wanted to say First Night, but I knew that wasn't it.
It's... Oh, wow. Is it First Night, though? First Night?
No, it's
Richard
King
Gere.
Arthur. It has Lancelot and Guinevere is... Isn't Connery in that?
I don't remember. The only time...
That answers my question. My
think
question was going to be, what would his quote be from that for the plane?
Run.
Yeah!
Well done. Just the one word. Fantastic.
Would you like to add anything?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm good. Moving on.
Far as I know, the next thing we did after that was, again, throw all caution to the wind and say, why not wait in line for some games?
We did, and I was very excited.
We waited in line for Toe Jam and Earl.
Toe Jam and Earl.
Nice.
Which was that's a
Back in the groove.
a game that was formidable for me in my very young
Yes,
years.
and I share that with you. Was it for you as well? Was it one of those?
I never played it back in the day.
Never played
okay.
it, which was actually
So-
very exciting to me, by the way.
Yeah. Yes.
I was actually really excited to share that with him.
So what did you think?
I loved it. It's actually like, if everything you remember from Toe Jam and Earl,
Yeah.
they got it. They hit it. It's
Really?
there. It looks better. It like the artwork they did is definitely updated. It's punched up.
But it's still funky and all kind of
Oh,
alternative.
So
and-
the 100%. the all the music that's in there,
Yeah.
they did remixes and updated versions of the songs. And honestly, the guy who does the bass for it, his name is Cody Wright. I honestly think that all of the funk stuff in the first game was amazing. This guy made it better. Like,
Wow.
he nails this stuff
Talented guy.
in the like the exact right way, and he's got the attitude for it too. He's like the most. He was super sweet. He was really upbeat when we got to talk to him. He was really happy that, like, he put himself into a position to get that job. He went out and asked for that job. He didn't. Nobody came to him. He went to the creator, Greg. His last name I can't remember. Johnson. I think.
Greggy.
He got a hold of him and was like, "Hey, I see you're doing this. I wanna be involved. I want to do the music for it. I want to play the bass." And they did. And so the music's great.
Did we tell the story about how there's a big Earl in costume walking around, which we talked to her today. Actually.
We talked
to the girl that
Oh,
plays
really?
Earl. Yeah.
And
Wow.
she was awesome.
She was rad.
She
yeah.
was so cool.
Yeah, but he's walking around and the bass player Cody is just behind him, like
He had a mini amp attached to his back,
yeah.
and
With
the
keyboard guy.
the other guy that
I think
was
we did
with
talk
him.
about it.
Yeah, I think we did. I don't think Sean heard about it, but
No, he didn't.
the other guy that was with him he's playing keys for
that's
the
great.
thing. He had I don't know what they're called. It was a keyboard that you blow into.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't remember the name of that thing.
Blow keys.
blow keys.
Key
Yeah.
blows.
Blowies. Blowies.
Blow.
I don't know.
Blokes. Yes. Blokes.
The keyboard.
It's great. But everything you can remember from, like, just how goofy that idea was. They down to the map. How the map is still all squared out, and you go a place and it flips over. You find the phones that ring and it opens up a couple pieces of map.
Yeah.
Presents. That's the game.
Nice.
Everywhere. The Wise Man returns, and the Wise Man was always one of those, like, you know, as a kid, he was the old man in the carrot suit.
Yep.
Just brings me so much joy to see him running around, sparkling like crazy. I loved it.
And
everything you just said, like, it's a perfect, I don't know if I want to say recreation, perfect update, really. The art is still faithful, and we talked about this a little bit, how, like, Mighty Number 9 is kind of a Mega Man update, you know?
Yeah.
But the art style never kind of, like, when it went HD like that and the sprites kind of turned into that thing.
That way of smooth.
Yeah, it
looks like it was all vector graphics.
Didn't work. Yeah, like, almost didn't. I mean, I haven't played it, but something about that didn't quite mesh still. This doesn't have that problem. Like, the art is fantastic. Like, it's all done just perfectly, and it looks so cool, and the music is there, and it is super funky. That's everything you just said.
Yeah.
I don't know. And again, and the game mechanics themselves, I would completely believe, are faithfully and accurately and perfectly represented and updated. I don't know if I want to play that. I don't know if I got into it, really. It's a slice, right? So I don't know, maybe we start at the beginning, maybe... I don't know. You tell me, is that game, like, you just get to that level? Like, how much more of the game did I not see? Like,
quite a bit. I mean, it's very much so a lot of what you saw.
What part of the gameplay loop am I missing? Then,
so the presence is a huge part of the game, and you didn't get to experience near the breadth of what's in those boxes.
Okay, yeah, I didn't quite know what was going on.
Yeah, so the presents are you're collecting them. You're supposed to open them consistently. Just keep opening them. And you get things from them. You get rocket shoes that shoot you across the thing, and you can, like, cross gaps. There are spring shoes that'll make you bounce up to levels that you didn't even know they were there. Like, you'll bounce up into something, and oh my gosh, how did I get up here?
So yeah, I need that, because I'm just walking around the map. I'm hitting X to shake trees. I'm finding some cool things. Like I said, I am enjoying all the art and the characters and everything that it looks like is fun to look at, but... I would die, and I would get sent back to, like, the last world, and it would take me some minutes to get back to where I was. Kind of annoying, because I kept dying. I don't know how far into the game this was, but
it was right at the beginning. So we started at the tutorial. It was level 0.
Okay.
So I think you do need a little bit more time with it, but that little slice, I mean, a good chunk of that is what the game is. It was never, like, it was...
And I think that's accurate and good. I just don't know if it hit me the right way.
It may not be for you, yeah. And that's fair. I think that the things that you missed, I don't know if they would really change your opinion of it, because it's not... They're game-changing things in that moment, but they never last for very long. You know, like the rocket skates don't last forever. It's
but
like
I can
a
see how they
5-second thing.
Spice it up. No,
it
I want to experience what you're talking about.
Yeah, because there are actually ways to interact with the other humans, the bad humans, that can stop them from bothering you.
And all that stuff was really entertaining. Like, seeing them come out and seeing what they said and seeing interactions. And again, seeing just what they look like.
The cop on the Segway.
Yeah. It's super cool.
The boogeyman.
Am I missing something? Is he nailing it pretty well?
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I mean, you think about, like, you think about, like, what it was back in the day.
Yeah.
And it's not like the gameplay was overly complex or anything or terribly deep, but the repeatability part of it was just charming in a way.
It was.
And it was different enough, especially at that time, to just be so damn entertaining.
It was, and it's such an esoterically bizarre game.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I think, and what's interesting about what you're saying is that I think this is what Greg was worried about. That there's a lot of people like me, like Sean, like that I know that are going to go back and they're going to get it just based on the nostalgia factor. And anybody who enjoyed that game, if you enjoyed the game, guaranteed, you will like this game. It's bar none. You're going to like it.
I hope so. Like, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping people don't get it and aren't like, oh, this is... like, it didn't age well, or they're like, oh, like, their memory... It doesn't live up to their memory. Like, this is what I played.
I don't think that's going to be. Because Toe Jam and Earl was... That was a game where if you played it, you played it for any length of time, more than just like, I don't get this and I don't want to play anymore. If you played it for a decent chunk. I'm not saying finish it. I'm not even saying halfway. Just enough to have like really gotten it, and you liked it. This is that. Period.
Right.
Yeah, like if you remember it, this is it. You know, does that nostalgia work for
it's
everybody?
been back,
It doesn't.
yeah.
It never nostalgia like that doesn't work for everybody ever.
Yeah.
Never has. Worked for me here. It'll work for you. Like when you get it, you'll go, oh my god. And the cool thing for you will be your kids are young enough to where when the game comes out and you get to share it with them, you're gonna get to give them that same experience that you had.
Oh yeah,
it's such
they'll be
a
excited.
weird.
Yeah.
And you know that your kids like, and I think his kids. He may not enjoy it, but I bet his kids will love it because the colors, the characters, like I can imagine your kids being really into Toe Jam.
It's different. I mean, it's
and it's goofy, you know.
Different set of artwork. It's
and it's the great game that we remember, but updated for now.
That's
you know,
cool.
and so
That's good to hear.
Also, I mean, I was pretty tired by the time we started playing.
Truly.
So I'm probably not giving it a fair
You're falling
shake.
asleep.
But,
You're just like falling asleep right now.
are we done?
I mean, anything. We are technically done. That was it. We walked
You
around the
just go
show a
crawl
little
to bed.
bit.
It's right there. I mean,
They're both of them.
I'm gonna
are
crawl
right
onto
there.
the bed
This
that's
is-
on the bed.
the bed that's on the bed.
Yeah.
We will sleep together
I am
tonight.
Kanyeing your bed.
Like a layer cake.
I'm gonna let you
Your
bed,
bed is interrupting my bed.
but I'm gonna bed your bed.
These are the jokes you get. This is how late, long, tired it is. We are.
So we completed PAX. We had a pretty good time. I think
Yeah, closing thoughts. Good idea.
yeah. Thanks.
If that's what
About the
he's doing.
show in general. I was just
Yeah.
going to say thanks, everybody, but you're right.
No.
How was the show?
No, I think
curious.
I think this was a great PAX for certain aspects, and it was a lot of the people that are new friends that I've recently met, that you've recently met, some old friends, old acquaintances that we got to spend a little more time with. That aspect was great. You know, we got to see a lot of great people. We got to see a lot of good stuff. A lot of
I would say maybe the best year it's ever been for that stuff.
agreed, 100%. Everything else, like panel wise, was okay. We had some pretty good ones, and we had some pretty bad ones. Nothing.
I don't know if we had pretty bad ones. It
but
was just like
pretty
we get there
mediocre
and be
ones.
like, yeah, this isn't what we were expecting, or or I mean, there was one
Fair.
that was like
Okay.
a
I
trivia night that was probably would have been more fun also if we were there on time.
Mea
but we
culpa.
just kinda-
Mea culpa. But the show floor, you said it best, and it's what I've said to everybody that's asked.
Yes, you haven't attributed me once.
I have attributed you every single time.
Ryan
Filthy.
said.
Yeah, and I was like, Ryan said that the show floor is anemic, and so, but no, that's the right word. The show floor this year was anemic.
Really?
If you go to PAX for the show floor, this was not the year for you.
And we
in my
talked
opinion.
about this a lot, I think, in the first episode, so we need to go over it
Yeah.
a ton, but I think a lot of that was taste, because
Sure.
usually we can point to one big game, like Titanfall or Evolve. Like, there's the game that everybody's waiting in line for. Everybody's talking about. They've done the most. I mean, if we had to point to one this year, like maybe the biggest booth space and attraction-wise, I guess,
NVIDIA.
could have been Arc.
No, Arc had
Oh, the dinosaur.
Arc
Yeah,
had
the
the
dinosaur,
Arc
stuff
had the
like that.
giant dinosaur, so that was probably.
But
the
it's
biggest
not like
phase.
there was a line around their booth even for that. There was a line to wait for their dinosaur longer or
than-
as long to wait to play their
Yeah.
game.
That's legit.
So
yeah.
there wasn't any one game we could point to this year.
Right.
And the games that there were, it
was just underwhelming.
Yeah,
that's
it's
just the bottom line. Like For Honor was not a huge booth. It actually, shockingly today, wasn't really that bad of a line.
no. We've found a way to keep the line going pretty quick.
We did find
With,
some distractions.
We have a lot of buttons left over, so I would just stand there and I wish we had some buttons we could recreate it, but
I can't carnival bark right
Yeah.
now.
I have like 6 in my.
I was carnival barking, and it's so draining to talk as fast as humanly possible.
right. So
This is
prop
not
time,
worth
prop time.
anything that we're doing.
okay,
Wow.
these are buttons. You ready?
Let's pretend.
We're standing in line, arms are out like this. I've got a butt ton of buttons.
buttons here. Come and get your buttons. Button, button, button. Who's got a button? He's got a button. You need a button. You look good with a button. You look...
He's so quiet right now compared to what it was.
Yeah, I was screaming it.
Well, thanks, because I'm
You
sure
got a
the
button.
kids upstairs will probably hear you guys and go, what the...
Are these buttons free? Yes, they are.
3 buttons.
It was so obnoxious.
You're
just like pulling out bagfuls of buttons and
pretty
throwing them
much
out.
just refilling my hands.
I was just putting them in his hands, and then you're
Fill
like,
me up, Buttercup.
You look good with a button. You look good
People
without a
walk
button. You
by
look
and go,
better with
"Yay!"
one.
Yep.
Wow.
But we got rid of them.
And
Cool.
it was funny the amount of people that would just give us those and then come over and look at it and go.
Most people that came up or walked by or heard us smiled, which was
That's
And we got quite a few people that actually complimented both. They're like, "Oh, these are awesome buttons," or "Hey, thanks, you know, it's really cool that you're giving them away." I had one person.
What are these?
I had one person
Anybody
that I was very, very, very happy about, came back to me and said, "The Carnival Barker voice is awesome. You're right on with this." I'm like, that's
Really?
so cool. Yeah, that was awesome. I was like, that was...
And yet not a thing for the Duke Nukem ripoff.
No. Duke Nukem.
You've got a problem with your bowels. Right off the top of my head.
That was good. That was good. You sound just like John St. John. Ryan St. Ryan.
No, it's a bad ripoff. I don't.
Ryan St. John. John St.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Why did we go into that? So the show, the line would go fast, whatever.
That's how we got the lines
So
to
yeah,
devices
whatever,
to get to
yeah.
the line. Yeah.
Anyways,
It was good.
we'll see how it goes next year. I mean, honestly, we get there every year and it's like Batman 4 and like this for sequel town.
This was an interesting year, I guess, in
There
that
weren't as many
respect.
sequels at least, which I
Yeah.
guess, I mean, the indie mega booth was awesome. Like that thing is really cool now.
And
Like
it was
PAX
super
could turn
packed.
into that thing and be pretty rad.
You just
Like,
have a separate
And-
PAX just
and
for that.
that would be
totally
something
good,
that...
man. Like I would be into that almost.
I would consider that, but again, one of my big issues with the Indie Mega Booth this year in particular, more so than some of the other years, was I am very tired of seeing side-scrolling 16-bit games. Just tired of it. It's all we're getting now from a lot of indie devs. It's just consistent.
that and top down. A lot of top down.
And I'm fine. No, I'm fine with top down because I don't see a lot of that. I feel like I'm not seeing a lot of that. I see a lot more 8-bit, 16-bit side scrolls, and it's all Metroidvania stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like and it's cool, and some of them are just fantastically well done. I personally am so over that. I grew up with it. I was here for the revival. It's still reviving.
Yeah.
Maybe let it die another, soon. So I guess the final question, considering the depth of how many games we played, out of the games we played, did you have a favorite? Like, was there one where you this was the one that this stood out to me? It was, maybe you expected it, maybe you didn't.
I can't even remember
Rock
which
Band it
ones
was.
we played.
You're right. I knew you'd say that.
Look at the shade.
Oh, you know what? Recore.
You did really enjoy Recore.
Yeah,
That's
Recore.
true. Yeah.
It starts you in the middle, and we talked about this, and it seems like something I want to learn from the beginning and get those like crazy multiple like constant switching game presses down.
Sure.
That would be really fun to me. I think probably.
It would be. It would be fun to you. I agree.
What about you, Sean?
Good question.
We
We were asking.
playing the Zero Hit Points podcast game, which is
Fair to middling.
No, what did I play? No, let's see. So let me think.
Way to set yourself up for failure.
No, so I was in Charlotte until Saturday, so I came back and did I play any games this weekend? I
You played Kirby
I
for
played
6 minutes.
Yeah, I played Epic Yarn with my son for a little bit.
Jackbox, play some Jackbox.
But yeah, I was gonna say I played
Jackbox.
Jackbox, which I hadn't played Jackbox before, and I thought the mechanism was great. But no, was there anything at PAX that I had wanted to see when I was looking
Game
at
of the
tickets
PAX
and
from Sean Armstrong is.
No, I wouldn't have, there's nothing there that was really appealing to me.
It's the name of an indie
And
game.
well, so let me ask.
There's nothing there.
Let me ask, because you're a racing game fan, right? You like?
I'm a
car
racist game fan. Yes.
games.
What? Sorry.
Were there any racing games
God damn it.
at PAX?
I want to. There
games?
was.
Forza 3 was there. Forza Horizon 3 was there.
What were we watching on that screen forever? Was that Forza Horizon 3?
That was in the Microsoft booth. That's the only racing game
That's it.
I recognize that I saw.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that then. I want to say it was Trackmania, maybe?
Oh, another
I
Trackmania.
didn't see Trackmania.
I don't know.
I was looking
Trackmania-ish,
for
even.
Well,
like,
you
I don't
didn't-
know.
you didn't really-
There was like a Formula 1 car. and some ghosts in it. Yeah, sorry, no, we didn't.
Yeah, see,
I think he's actually thinking about earlier this afternoon we played Miss Pac-Man.
That's what it was.
Sweet.
That was pretty fun too, except that stick was a joke.
Man, I don't think he's so. My favorite game of all time, Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Love it. I just absolutely adore that game, and I've told he's known that. He knows that. He's known that for years, but we've never actually really played it in an arcade. He's never, and I actually got to show him that I'm actually pretty good at the damn game.
Yeah, no surprise. Like you killed it with that crap stick
And the
too.
and the stick was bad. That was broken as hell.
Like you had to.
You really had to finagle to get and.
You had some crazy saves and last minute things, and yeah,
I love it.
It was fun. I think you doubled my score too. So.
which is like, for me, that's super rare. I rarely ever could
Not Miss Pac-Man.
not do that. It's my game.
You've done it every time now.
Apparently.
Wow.
Yes. Batten 4,000.
Your game of the show.
Oh, come on, don't even ask. You know what the answer is.
Miss Pac-Man?
That's it. 0 points.
I'm not going to take that away from you. No,
No.
it's fine.
Church in the Darkness. Was totally my
Oh,
game
right,
of the show.
yeah, and we
That-
didn't talk about that.
I loved it. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how that game comes out. It's got a lot of potential, and I hope that they really solidify it. And I think it's just a couple of little tweaks here and there, and it's perfect. You know,
All right.
it's cool.
So thanks for hanging out, everybody that hung out.
Everybody-
This is a dog toy.
Hey, wait. Thank you to everybody who came to the meetup.
Yes.
Thank you to
Considered hanging out.
special thanks to Will Kinsler, Nick Chester, Khalif Adams. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your time, for everything you've done, and all the help you've given us. Really appreciate it. We love you. Check out Khalif's podcast, Spawn on Me. Fantastic podcast. And with Will and Nick.
Check out Will.
Check out Paragon.
Podcast.
Check out Paragon.
Epic.
They work at Epic. And
Epic Games.
Yeah. And they were...
They don't have a podcast? They don't have a podcast.
No, but
They're all right.
they're cool. Whatever, they make...
Check out the Paragon podcast.
Yeah, it's called
Do you have a podcast?
Pair of Guns.
Do I what?
What?
Do I what?
Hey, guess what?
These shirts, these lovely shirts, we made enough to put them on a 0 hit points store where things will happen. I don't even...
We're not sure when it'll go up, but they will eventually be for sale.
You want some of these? Tell us you want some of these. We have some of these.
And we will... There'll be goodies in the bag if you decide to...
Yeah, they'll come with stickers, you could say. And we...
That one's for sale, by the way, and that one's going to be double price.
I haven't told
I'll sign
Matt this, but for now I don't think we're going to sell these at a profit either.
Probably not.
If we just get our money back on, which is still going to be like 10
Which we
bucks
won't.
or something.
I don't know.
Whatever. We want you to have them.
We do. We are proud of the work we do, and we think you should be proud of us.
I am proud of the work they do.
Thanks, man. Vibes.
Yeah.
0 hit points. I'll give.